Hey cruisers, welcome back to All Aboard with Joe. Today we are on the Holland America Zuiderdam. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm doing my cabin tour. This is an inside cabin 7030, and I want to show you why this cabin isn't too bad if you're looking to save some money. Now, of course, it doesn't have a balcony. It is an inside cabin, and some people get a little claustrophobic because they need like a window, and I totally understand that. But if you're traveling solo or you're just looking to try to save some money, you and your friend, you and your partner, this is a good option to do on a cruise, specifically in Holland America, because you probably will save upwards of a few $100s. Now, before I do actually start this video, I want to point out something that maybe I haven't announced on this channel. I am now one of the executive producers at cruisenews.com, so I will link that down below if you want to check out cruisenews.com. Highly recommend it. We're trying to build up our Facebook audience, so definitely go follow the Facebook link so you know when we post new articles. Okay, without further ado, let's get into this room tour. As always, when you walk in, I always like to show this. This is your emergency kind of map for the area where your muster station is, where you need to leave, a little bit life jacket, how to, stuff like that. Now you notice when you come in, there's no special button. The ship was refurbed in 2019. It's quite an old ship. So there's nothing to press a button to say you need to make up your room. What you do is you put this in the keyhole. You can say, yes, please make up my room, or no, please don't touch the room because you don't want it touched. Here, there's two switches that control the hallway light and the main light. I'm not going to press those right now, but that's what those do. And then as you turn around, you see the main entrance there, but we're going to get right into the closets. It's actually quite a bit of closet space. It's kind of hard to film this because it's dark and it's not as wide, but you can see that there's upper shelving up here, so you can store some stuff up there. Plenty of hangers. Of course, you can get more from your attendant, just ask. And you see that there's a shelving unit here where I just put some clothes. You can see I've been living in the room for a little bit. And then down below, you can put shoes or something down there. Now moving over to the next one. Another closet. This is another closet with hangers. You can see my clothes are hanging up. But before we do that, life jackets up there, more hanging space. And you see there's no shelving unit, so I was able to put my suitcase there. Don't ask about the water bottles. Lastly, the last little closet space here, more life jackets up here, and then of course more shelving units here. If you want robe, towels to take to the beach, like today we were at Half Moon Key. Here you've got a safe, more storage. I just threw some stuff there, and excuse the mess down here, but you could see I put a bunch of some dirty, some not. I was just trying to clean up the room for you, and then they actually provide you a nice little orange umbrella, which is the color that they use throughout the ship. Now, before we jump into the bathroom, I just want to show you, this is pretty standard, up, down, if you want to make the room colder or hotter. It's been actually pretty nice in here, so I've kept it pretty cold. All right, let's go into the bathroom. Now, you can tell the bathroom's pretty dated, and you'll see why in a second. So, pretty standard, the towel dropped. Pretty standard bathroom, nice big mirror. What I do like, though, is they have something unique that I don't see in very many cruises, a nice little hidden vanity. So it's a good way to like hide your stuff, which is great, because typically there's like a shelving unit, which you could see all the stuff, which is fine, but it's kind of weird. Of course, if you want to use the hair dryer, they say hair dryer is located in a bedroom vanity drawer. Soap, lotion, little place to put a soap of your own if you have soap or whatever you want there. I put my toothbrush there, put my DOP kit and some extra toiletry stuff down below. Obviously floor mat and such. This is the, not a big fan of this. It's kind of weird. It's a trash can. Just seems dirty. It doesn't seem like it's cleaned very often, to be honest. Let's see. So as I said, it's a little dated. Like the shower head feels very dated. In fact, mine's actually broken, but they're going to fix it when they leave. It's not a big deal, but they need to fix that. Pretty old school looking shower. The shower does work fine though. You can see the flooring definitely needs to be redone. They're going into dry dock soon, I think. I don't know if they'll be fixing stuff like this, but it's pretty dated. Not a big deal, but it does almost look dirty, even though I know they clean it every day. All right, swinging out to the living area. As you come in here, you see there's a nice little side table, which I was out filming today, so I had my Insta360, so that's why that's there. I just kind of put catch-all stuff. They put my champagne here on the first day. Two hangers. I usually put my jacket, which doesn't really move until the last day when I leave, and then I'll hang like my hat and stuff like that up there. Swiveling around, the TV, which obviously I don't use too much on a cruise when I'm on vacation, but I will say this, they do have free movies, free TV, stuff like that, which is really cool. Any cruise line that's charging for that stuff should really get with the program. Okay, so this is the desk. Now, I actually do work here often, hence why all my stuff's out, but just to show you the plugs and stuff like that, you know, you've got a standard 2 North American, okay, 2, I believe these are considered European outlets, I believe, and then 2 USB, no USB-C. I feel like that's going to come later, but they don't have that right now. Over here, you've got 2 shelving units, which I actually haven't used, but there's that. Some wine glasses, champagne glasses. And then over here, you've got a mini fridge. Now, what I don't like, and this is just a personal preference, I don't like that they fill up the mini fridge because I like to put my own bottle of wine in there. But you can see I had to put it up top there because they already had stuff in here, which you get charged for, which they have the menu up here. I'm not even going to show you the menu just because the prices probably change frequently, and it doesn't seem smart to update you on prices that might change by the time you cruise, right? All right, turning around. I actually like this little, I'll just point that out. It's kind of a nice painting, even if it's a print, it's nice. So before going into the bed, there's 2 side tables. Now this side has a USB, as you can see, and then 2 drawers. I'm not using it, as you can see. I didn't really use much of the room. I didn't need to. But there's 2 drawers there. So I'm going to the other side, where you're obviously going to find your phone, a little pad if you want to write down some notes, and you can see also another USB and 2 more drawers. Now, down below, it's going to be hard to show you this, but there's a place you can put your suitcase. You can put it down under the bed if you want to get out of the way, like your backpack or suitcase. But what you might have noticed as I showed you that is that down here in the front of the bed, there are sliding drawers, which you could put more stuff. Here they already put, like, it looks like leftover sheets and stuff. Maybe that's how they clean it so fast. They have everything in the room. I'm not sure. And on the other side, I'm not going to show you, but there were towels last time I checked. That's pretty much it for the room. Obviously, let's talk about the bed. The bed has been very comfy. It can be split into 2, like most cruises. So obviously, if you have a partner, like a friend that's with you, you can split the beds. But yeah, the bed's pretty comfortable. And behind the curtain is just a decoration. Obviously, it's an inside cabin, so there's nothing there but a wall. But it does make the room look a little more friendly, I would say, more inviting. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The bed was pretty comfy. Can't really complain too much about that. Overall, the room was actually really nice. As I said, the temperature was really good. The only thing I will point out, so if you ever do stay in this room, I will point this out. It's pretty noisy. There's a lot, you can tell the ship is old. It's very rickety. That doesn't bother me too much. If I'm tired, I'm going to go to bed. The one nice thing about an inside cabin, a lot of people don't realize, is that inside cabins get basically pitch black. You don't really get that when you're in a cabin that has a balcony because the light comes through. Even the moonlight can come through. But in a inside cabin, it basically gets pitch black. So if you're one of those people that wants to sleep in like a cave setting, look into inside cabins if you're not claustrophobic. It's actually really nice. Not to mention you do save quite a bit of money. But overall, the Zuiderdam has been pretty good to me. It wasn't the most exciting cruise, meaning I didn't really see that many entertaining things. Some of the performances were fantastic, but I might do a separate video on that later, so stay tuned. Well, guys, that's it. If you were looking for the Zuiderdam inside cabin tour, I hope this satisfied your needs. As always, if you guys hit the like button, leave a comment, and hit subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. It supports the channel, and so I can do more things like this. Just remember, guys, I do pay out of pocket about 99% of these cruises, so obviously anything you can do to help support would really appreciate it. Even if it's go following me on Facebook, Instagram, subscribing here, etc. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm Joe from All Aboard with Joe. Happy cruising, and I'll see you next time. Peace.